This is a Jackson. I bought it, I believe this is, I bought it brand new about 7-8 years ago now. I replace the strings pretty regularly. I lowered the action on this and it's okay, but now I notice that it kind of clangs a lot, so I'm gonna raise the action a bit on this and change the strings to these D'Addario. I have a D'Addario on my ESP LTD Viper, the James Hetfield Viper, and I like those. So I'm gonna slowly start changing all my strings out with these D'Addarios because they have a nice coating on it and they seem to last pretty well and they stay in tune pretty nicely too, which is partially the guitar, partially the strings, or at least that's how I think. I'm not an expert, not a musician, not just a guy who makes stuff on, puts stuff on YouTube. So if I'm wrong, maybe leave a comment, but if I'm wrong and I'm content with being wrong, it's fine. I've been wrong many times before. Let's go ahead and start changing these. I like to loosen the strings because I've said this before and I've made other videos where I've changed strings before and I'm always thinking, oh, it's gonna pop in my face and take both my eyes out. It's never happened. Thankfully, I have both of my eyes. These are both mine, but you never know. Makes the job go a lot quicker. Big thing about this is that it was very dirty. It's very dusty. I'm definitely not going to make it shine beautifully, but I will at least get all the dust out of it. And that goes the same for the neck. I'm using the same as I used with the last, with my last guitar, and I used a 10-46. I like it a little heavy. I like it like, I usually down tune a half a step. So this keeps me around there a lot better. And they're color coded. I always use the 3-finger rule. Put 3 fingers on the 12th fret, and that's how much slack I'm gonna give it initially. Didn't snap. Well, it did snap, but it didn't pop in my eyes. Am I legitimate? Am I just being that crazy by thinking that every time I'm gonna take a string off or on, put a string off or on a guitar, it's just gonna sling back and take both of my eyes out? Or am I just probably just being crazy in a crunch? But these strings, perfectly tuned. Wow, right out of the bag, perfectly tuned. No, I'm gonna tune these now because they're a tiny bit off tune. So let me go ahead and work on that. One thing you need to do, one thing I didn't do, I should say, is grab the strings and make sure they're fully tight, because sometimes they'll not sit. They'll sit in the wrong spot here. So by lifting the strings a little bit, not necessarily lifting the guitar by the strings, we're not going to pull a Hanneman or a Hammett and pull up by the whammy, but got to make sure that they're tight on both sides, so that way when I tune it won't constantly be slipping. Anytime I tune my guitar and the strings don't fly in my face, they pop off when I'm trying to tune the guitar and get everything in order again after I change them. Anytime that happens, anytime where I can just tune it and everything works out the way it's supposed to, that's a victory. So that was tuning my guitar, or tuning my guitar. Tuning my guitar was the last part. Changing the strings on this guy. I like these strings. I raise the action back up. It's nice and bouncy, and they don't feel. It doesn't slap a lot anymore, which is what I wanted. So I can bounce off the E very nicely, and go on to make more things for YouTube now. So I have a bunch of riff videos that I use guitars, whatever you, I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff on YouTube, so if you want to watch that stuff, I'll put all those buttons all around me, and I make stuff every day right now, so if you want to subscribe, you'll find that I have something every day. Maybe you want to come along for the ride, I don't know. If you do, I'd really appreciate it. Hit that like button too if you're so inclined, and thanks for watching.